All right. Sorry. I just realized, like I said, I was on the wrong phone. And this phone, was the one that I was going live on. This phone is the one that I have all of my stuff on. So, let's see. Hey guys. All right. So we're back. So what I was saying just a minute ago, and I'll give it just a minute for others to hop on. But what I was saying just a minute ago is the April class has filled up because you guys are amazing. You guys are ready for classes and things like that. So the April class has filled up. That starts on April the 3rd. And the next opening that I have for live instruction is May the 7th. So it's going to be a Wednesday night class. So if you guys are wanting to do a live instruction class and you have not signed up or not in the process of like SweetPay, then the next live instruction class is going to be May the 7th. It's a Wednesday night class. So, you don't have any questions? Hey, Teresa, how are you? If you are a subscriber, I don't think I've seen anybody that's subscribed yet on, but if you're watching the replay, then if you are a subscriber, I am working on getting all of the replays from this week re-uploaded. The one that was on Sunday, because I had to re-upload that because some of the audio cut out and it froze up. But I'm working on getting those up. Good morning. Is it Jeanette or Janae? I am actually off today. It's Jeanette. Okay. I never know. I always like to double check because I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name. So, Jeanette, what type of coding do you do? If you want to share, do you have a specific specialty, or are you kind of like multi-specialty? All right, so Sunday and Monday sub-only lives are loading into TikTok now, so they should hopefully be ready in the next little bit, and hopefully they will be uploaded correctly. Mainly E&M coding all day. Yeah. That could be fun yet stressful all at the same time, for sure. I love E&M. And a lot of people are like, but it's so hard. Learning it is not the easiest. But once you have a little bit more of a handle on things, it gets a lot easier. Sorry, I'm just moving my stuff around here for a second. E&M is tough. It is when you're learning it, for sure, because there are a lot of moving parts. Once you grasp the concept of E&M, and you understand it and you see why we're pulling certain things and where we're pulling them from, it gets easier. I'm not saying it is ever easy, but it definitely does get easier. So don't let that deter you, I promise. And Jeanette can probably attest to it. Once you kind of develop a pattern and you do it enough, then it does get easier and it is a little bit less intimidating. Yeah, constantly learning something new every day, 100%. Because every record, every scenario, every encounter is going to be different. So there's going to be different things that you're going to pull every single day, and you're going to see new things every day, for sure. So I am currently working on, my neck is super stiff. I still have that pinched nerve or pulled muscle or whatever I've done to my neck. My neck/shoulder. So I'm still struggling through that. And I'm starting to get a migraine from it today. So that's not fun. But I am trying to, hey Tammy, I am trying to get some things done while I'm off today. My hair, I don't know if it's the way I had my hair pulled up too, but it was starting to feel like it was pulling in certain areas. Tammy, I do work from home. I am actually off today. But yes, I do work from home. So that's why I am. Hey, Miranda. Kristen, you're almost done with your AAPC course. Sorry, I have a hair. I don't know if it was my hair or a dog hair or a who knows what hair. Can you see her back there? Snippies. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, I acknowledged her. Now they're all going to come running. Hi, baby. Do you want to come up here and say hi? Home health coder. Hopefully expanding your expertise soon. Do you have another specialty that you want to kind of jump into? Come here, Nick. Come on, Bubba. I was with you all morning. Come here, Nick. You want to come up here and say hi? Nah, Tweeters. She's my rotten girl. She's my dirty girl. She was out rolling around. Can y'all see that? She was out rolling around in the dirt. Let's see. So Teresa asks, are all of my TikTok practices for subscriber only? I have kind of moved most of them over to subscriber only. But I am going to do a couple here and there as far as like practices and scenarios. So I will still do some. They will likely be more on the weekends because I do have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday classes that I do teach. Stop. I do have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday classes that I teach. Can you all go out there and do all that? Bubba, leave her alone. Sorry, my house is chaos usually. Buddy, stop. Go. Have dogs, they said. It'll be real fun. Stop. Katniss. Sorry. This is my life, 24/7. So I am going to start doing A couple more lives where we're not using AAPC questions, but they're going to be other questions. So keep an eye out on those. I just haven't set a schedule for those yet because I was trying to get my schedule set with the subscriber TikToks or the subscriber lives and all of those things, as well as getting all of my courses that I have. Sorry, I have dog hair everywhere now and I'm itching. So I will start doing some more lives again. I just don't have a schedule set up for doing scenarios. Dominique, your course starts tomorrow. Super nervous, even though you have 20 years in the industry. It is definitely nerve-wracking for sure. Just take it one chapter at a time. Are you doing an instructor-led course or are you doing self-paced? Instructor-led, yeah. So just take it one chapter at a time. Ask all the questions that you can. That's my biggest piece of advice. I have students all the time that are like, hey, I hate to ask you this again, or I hate to ask a question. Don't. That's what we're here for. That's what you signed up for instructor-led courses for, is to be able to ask those questions, to be able to lean on us for the expertise and all of that. Even if you are a self-paced learner, depending on which course you're going with, you will still have instructor support. You just won't have necessarily like a 3-hour meeting or a 4-hour meeting or however your course is structured, right? If you're self-paced, then you are still 100% allowed to lean on them. That is what you signed up with their course for, type thing. So do not hesitate to ask questions. If for some reason you can't get answers and you want to comment on a video or you want to send me a message, I will try to help you as much as I can. I can't promise how timely it will be. Just with all of the courses that, I have going on, I can't promise that I'm going to respond within an hour. But if you guys have questions, I'm happy to help. Yes, Kristen, it is a lot to learn. It will definitely make you go cross-eyed. I always tell my students to, if you feel like you are questioning every decision you've ever made in your life, including what you said to Jimmy that sat next to you in 2nd grade, that is a normal feeling. I promise. You are not the only one that feels that way, that has had that feeling. But it is a lot of information, but just take it one day at a time. Take it one chapter at a time. If it's a large chapter, take it one section of the chapter at a time. Instead of trying to say, oh my gosh, this is a whole lot to learn and I only have X amount of weeks to do it, right? Take it day by day and take it section by section. That is what is going to help make it not so intimidating. Kristen, I've been in it for 17 years and I still question almost everything. I'm not going to lie. And so I have some days where I'm like, what am I doing? How did I end up here? How did I become important? So I get it. I get it completely. After you pass the certification exam for the CPC, do you have to take another certification for CCS? You don't have to. If you decide that you want to do the CCS, then yes, it is a separate certification with a different governing body. But yes, that is a possibility. It is a separate exam. It's got a different code set in it too. So it has the ICD-10 PCS in it instead of, the CPC exam has your, CPT, ICD-10 CM, and HCPCS. The CCS has CPT, ICD-10 CM, and ICD-10 PCS. So it's got a whole different code set in it, or an additional code set in it. And it's a beast to learn. It is definitely not an easy task to learn. But yes, if you do want to get your CCS, then that will be an additional. Kristen, don't be nervous to go out in the field and mess up. That's the beauty of the industry is... you will get audited. You will learn. There is going to be a learning curve for sure. But majority of your employers are going to put you through a very rigorous training. They are not just going to shove a book in front of you on day one and say, code these claims. You will have training. You will have the opportunity to ask questions. You will be audited so you can learn what you did correctly, what you didn't do correctly, and how to fix it and how to do it correctly, type thing. So do not be nervous to make that leap. Sorry, my husband just sent me a bunch of pictures, and they're quite hilarious. Hey, Melissa. So you just passed your CCS. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's a big feat. Hey, Florida girl. Noella, you're nervous of not being able to pass the pre-employment screening test. So with your pre-employment screening test, make sure that you know guidelines. Make sure that you know, you don't have to memorize them. Just be familiar with them. Know where to find guidelines. Know kind of somewhat the information that's contained in them. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to memorize them. You don't have to know them word for word. Just know where your guidelines are, whether it's CPT, whether it's ICD-10, and just lean on your book. Your books, like think of your pre-employment exam as just an extended version of your certification exam. It's just testing your knowledge to make sure that you know what you're doing and that your course taught you what you need to know. I know, Kristen. It's still intimidating for sure. So, Crime Book fan, you took the CCS. And I'm just going to amend your statement a little bit. You did not fail. You just did not pass. Okay? So, I always like to tell my students, if by chance they do not pass, it is fine. Take what you learned or take what you did incorrectly or the areas that you did not do so well on and learn from those and absorb information in those areas. So, Kristen, most of your employers, they will have, like, it's not an exam. It is, they're going to give you, a lot of them call them tests or quizzes. But majority of them will just kind of test you on, do you know modifiers? Do you know how to interpret guidelines? If you had a scenario like this, how would you handle it as far as coding? Things along those lines. Kayla, you went from excited to nervous to start tonight. No, I get it. Tonight, we're just going to kind of do an introduction. Tonight, we are going to do some ICD-10, jump into things. Don't be nervous. I promise I'm here for you guys. Ask all the questions. Ask all the questions that you can. Noella, it depends. Some pre-employment exams are going to be multiple choice. Some of them are going to be fill in the blank, like coding from scratch. Because one thing you guys have to think about is when you get out in the real world and you start coding claims, they're not going to be multiple choice. So we've got to learn how to use our books, use our manuals, use that knowledge that we've learned. It's intimidating, I promise. I have been there. I know exactly how you guys feel. But it does get easier, and they're not going to expect you to get 100% on your pre-employment quizzes or tests. They are essentially going to teach you, not necessarily teach you, it's just going to assess like how much, I don't want to say attention, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's going to assess how much or how involved your training process is going to be. So just keep that in mind. Which class did you start, or which one did you sign up for, the Miss Welcome? What's your first name? I don't know that I've asked you what your first name is. I think I've just seen that you have commented and said that you signed up, but what's your first name? Yeah, the practical assessments in AAPC, even though they're, for lack of better words, a bitch, they will definitely get you ready for those pre-employment exams. Pernisha, did you sign up for instructor-led, or did you sign up for self-paced? Yeah, they are pull your hair out. Some of them are not easy. Pernisha, I don't see you on a live list, so I'm assuming you probably did self-paced, right? Self-paced. Okay. Have you gotten the so you did Sweet Pay. Have you gotten your email from Rachel yet? Because I don't think I've seen that name come across in enrollment emails either. Jody, you're stuck on chapter 16. Chapter 16 from an AAPC course standpoint. My brain has to think about what chapter 16 is. Is that anesthesia? Yeah, chapter 16 is anesthesia. So my advice with anesthesia, okay? Go and do all of your modifiers. Write those modifiers into your CPT manual and your guidelines. That way you don't have to go out and search for those consistently. I have book prep for anesthesia section that does all of it and it organizes it very well. And then it's also got the anesthesia formula up there at the top. Make sure you know with anesthesia, you have, what organs are intraperitoneal and which ones are extraperitoneal. That's going to be important on your abdominal surgeries. So just keep in mind some of those things. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Yeah, book prep. It's not for everybody. I just want to put that out there. Some people love the book prep. Some people think it's overpriced. Just know that I had to price it that way because it does not take me 2 hours to do. Just know that. And it is actually one of the cheaper book preps that are out there. I have seen some places book preps are twice as much. Let's just put it that way. And granted, they have a lot more stuff written in there, but if you are very hard to keep your attention on a page, then I have gotten my book prep down to where it's simple yet effective. Because if I have too many colors on a page, I go here, there, and everywhere, and I can't focus on what I need to focus on. So just keep that in mind too. So I know, trust me, I know that sometimes the budget does not warrant being able to spend that much money, which is why we offer them as a package or we offer them individually. So if you just need to get 1 or 2 a month, then those are there for you to do, those chapters that you need to do. But also don't forget, anytime you purchase anything on the Legacy website, if you use code TRCC, then that will get you 10% off. Kristen. So I actually don't have any book prep for CPT just because the CPT, or not CPT, sorry, HCPCS. I don't have any book prep for HCPCS. Because the HCPCS manual is fairly straightforward. There's really no guidelines type of thing in your HCPCS manual. But if you were to get the all files of CPT, I believe, I'm looking here now, my brain is not wanting to remember numbers today. The CPT book prep, all files is $235. And then your ICD-10-CM guidelines are $25. So that makes it $260. And then if you do the 10% off, that takes off $26. Right, $235 and $25 is $260. Yeah. What do I think of the CRC certification? I have the CRC certification. I love it. That's how I started out. Now, granted, I started out in the field before the CRC certification existed. But the CRC certification, a lot of your risk adjustment jobs. Your risk adjustment jobs are starting to ask for the CRC or risk adjustment experience. I personally think it's a great certification. Oh, Teresa, you found a couple jobs that didn't require a certification. That's awesome. I know sometimes they are out there. They are like the little unicorns, you know, that sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, yeah, Kimberly. So the HCPCS, the only thing you did was to put brand names for some of the meds that you didn't know. Yeah. So if you have the AAPC HCPCS manual, most of your brand names and generic names are in your table of drugs. And then most of your J codes will have, I'm trying to flip to them here real quick. Most of your J codes will have the alternate names. So it'll have, if it's a more like chemical name almost, or hang on, let me find one that's got a, let me find one that's got a brand name. So like here's one. Granted, this is a chemo drug, but it's still, you have like these here that have their brand names next to them. So your AAPC, I will say your AAPC does have those brand names typically in there. I do not have a CPMA certification course at this time, just because the licensing fees and all of that, we wouldn't be able to make it as affordable to you guys because it's not as common of a certification that people go after. Joni's been coding for almost 9 years, mostly outpatient. What do you suggest to do an inpatient job? So have you been doing the professional side of outpatient? Is that what you've been doing and you want to move into the facility side? Is that what you're saying? So if that's the case, do you have your CCS certification? Is that something that you have, or if you've been doing, okay. And you've had some experience in facility as well. Sometimes making that leap is going to be a little difficult, meaning that some employers, you know, if you don't have that experience, it's all just going to depend on the employer, and it's all going to depend on whether or not like they want to use that professional side of things. Okay, so if you only have your CPC, then I would highly suggest doing the CCS. That's what majority of your inpatient facilities are going to want, is your CCS certification. Yeah, Sherilyn, let me show you a couple examples. I do have a video out there on my page, but I'll show you guys just a couple examples here real quick. Let me find some good pages. Let me see, can I flip this? Yep, let me mirror it so you guys can actually see the page and what it says. So here's one. So it helps underlining all of your do not codes in red. So it's kind of like red means stop, do not go. I do have some med term and anatomy kind of thrown in here as well. There's some notes over here that kind of helps make those look a little bit different, stand out, things like that. And then in your radiology, here's some examples for radiology. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is just a lot of information. Absolutely. A refresher course. So have you taken a course in the past? You just need kind of like kind of pulling it all back together and making sense. Is that what you're asking about? I do have a boot camp. I do have a boot camp that is being held on March the 22nd, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday that just kind of ties everything together. It's 8 full hours of instruction with an hour lunch, and things like that. But yes, included in the boot camp. So it's $150. If you use code TRCC, it takes 10% off. So that makes it $135. Included in that, like I said, you get the 8 hours of instruction. You get, a recording. Sorry, my brain just like stopped working. You get a recording of that session, and then you also get ICD-10-CM guidelines that are prepped. You get 2 practice exams. They're not official AAPC practice exams, but the questions will simulate and emulate those potential questions that you might get on your AAPC exam. It will kind of get you used to verbiage and kind of the things that they're looking for. So next Saturday, March the 22nd, is boot camp. I have quite a few seats left open. I haven't really been kind of putting that one out there, so it hasn't filled up. I need to kind of start making sure people know that I have that going on. You're an LPN trying to get into coding. Where do you want to start? If you have not taken any type of courses and you don't really know a whole lot of guidelines and things like that, starting with a course that will prepare you for the CPC is where most people start. So if you do a course like Legacy Education, where I'm a coach, you get the course itself, 1 year access to that course. You get coaching as often as you need it. You get all of your textbooks. You get all of your coding manuals. You get book prep. You get resume services. You get your 1 year exam. You get 1 year AAPC membership, 2 exam vouchers, Practicode to remove the apprenticeship. And then you also get an internship that is going to count as on-the-job experience. The self-paced course is going to be $2,700. If you use code TRCC, it takes $270 off. So that takes it down to $2,430. And then if you do the instructor-led, then that is $3,700. If you use the TRCC code, my brain can't ever remember that number. So 3,700 times 0.9. That brings it down to $3,330. We do have financing options available through SweetPay. So if you are one that does not have a credit card with that high of a limit, or you don't have savings, I know I don't. So if I had to, I would have to finance it myself. Then we do have financing options available on our website. Teresa, are you wanting to do just the recorded version instead of doing the live version on the 22nd? Do I have you signed up on the 22nd for the boot camp? Or did you do the recorded and now you want to go to live? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, AAPC is good if you don't have a lot of questions, like going directly through AAPC. But if you are one of those that tends to ask more questions, or rely more on your instructors, then yeah, it's difficult for sure. Yes, Nalaya, the codes are still valid. Shoot Rachel an email and she can just invoice you for the difference, Teresa, and she'll get you switched over to the instructor led. Yeah, AAPC is, like I said, is really good if you are a very independent studier. But if you do struggle with like an independent study, then it can be difficult for sure. It is Teresa. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message if you want to, or you can just go to the medicalbillcode.com website, and then down at the bottom, I think there's a contact us, and you can fill out the form. If you're wanting to do an instructor-led class, we do have the instructor-led class. I will be your instructor. And you will have me one night a week, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on the session that you sign up for. The next instructor-led class that we have that has openings is May the 7th. Hey, Kimmy, I'm doing good. How are you? I just had to take some medicine here real quick because my head's starting to hurt a little bit, so I'm trying to ward it off before it turns into anything crazy. So if you see me it's a dissolvable one, so it just takes it a minute. I am working on, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but on YouTube, I got chapter 20 for the ICD-10 CM guidelines. I got that uploaded into YouTube Sunday, maybe. It's either Saturday or Sunday. I'm working on chapter 21 now. You guys got any questions for me? If you want me to talk about the legacy course a little bit, Snoo, I'm more than happy to. About what it includes. Oh, that tastes funny after that medicine. Sorry. Okay, so our legacy course. If you, let me switch the camera around real quick and then pull up the website. And I will show you here real quick. No, I'm not mirroring, I'm flipping. All right, so here's our website. On the website, it goes into everything that's included. There we go. On the website, it's medicalbilco.com/CPC. And it'll take you to this page. This first section here is going to be the different courses that we offer. So we have the CPC self-paced. We have the CPB self-paced. We have a dual self-paced where you gain 2 certifications. If you pass everything, then that's the CPB and the CPC. And then we also have a dual certification that's self-paced for the CPC and the CRC. And then individually, like I said, we have the CPC, we have the CPB, and we have the CRC. From an instructor-led standpoint, we have the CPC instructor-led. We have the dual certification CPC and CPB instructor-led. Or we have just a single CPB instructor-led. So, the CPC course, whether you do self-paced or instructor-led, includes exactly the same thing with one major difference. Okay? So I'm going to open up the self-paced and show you everything that it includes, and then we'll go over what that additional piece is for the instructor-led. So you get 1 year of access to the AAPC course. We are an AAPC licensed program, meaning we offer the exact same thing that you would get if you signed up directly with AAPC. We are just your point of contact for the course. We will be there to give you as much support as you need. Or if you don't want any and you don't ever reach out, then that's totally fine too, right? So we give you however much you need. You get the workbook and textbook as a hard copy. You get all 3 of your coding manuals, the CPT, the ICD-10-CM, and the HCPCS. You get as much coaching time as you need. So if you want to meet on a weekly basis, we can meet with you on a weekly basis. You get 1 year of your AAPC membership. You get 2 exam vouchers for the CPC exam. You get 1 official practice exam, but we do have a test bank of questions that we can create as many unofficial practice exams as you want for practice. It just won't be in the actual software that you see from an official practice exam standpoint. You also get book prep that will help you prep your ICD-10-CM and your CPT manuals. The ICD-10-CM is just the guidelines because that's what majority of the people struggle with from a ICD-10 standpoint. And then your CPT will prep your entire manual because our guidelines in the CPT are spread all throughout the book versus just in one specific section for guidelines. Once you've completed the exam, then you can, or not the exam, once you've completed the course, we include a boot camp. And that will help you kind of pull everything that you have learned together, and just reiterate it all before you're ready to go sit in for the exam. After you have completed and you have become certified with your exam voucher, then you will be enrolled in Practicode. Practicode is going to be the second half of what you need to remove the apprenticeship from your certification. So your course is going to count as 1 year. Practicode will count as the second year. And then once you complete Practicode, you will have a CPC and not a CPCA certification. Once you've completed Practicode, then you will be enrolled into the internship, and that is going to give you on-the-job experience. We do have a billing and coding side of our company, so you will be employed by that legacy billing and coding part of the company. That can count for up to 1 year of experience, depending on how quickly you work through that internship. And then at any point, once you are close to completing the course, if you want your resume services prior to certification, then you just let us know when you're ready. And we will hook you up with Sarah Reagan, who is the owner of Caffeinated Career Creations, and her resumes are hands down fantastic. So that resume service is what, between the resume services and the internship, is what helps our students stand out to potential employers, because they have that on-the-job experience and they have a very professionally created resume. So then the difference, and I'll answer some of the other questions here in just a second, but let me get through this little bit and then I'll go back to, some of those questions that just came in. So the difference between the self-paced and the instructor-led, like I said, everything is exactly the same. You just have an instructor-led component, and that meets 3 hours every week, either a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm trying to get back to the page here real quick. Either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on the session that you sign up for. And it includes everything, like I said, with an additional 3 hours per week. Right now, the April 3rd class actually just sold out. Was it yesterday or the day before? So the next start date that I have is May the 7th. That is on a Wednesday. Let me see. Let me go back to some of the questions. Okay, Teresa, Rachel will get back with you for filling out that form to kind of convert and switch to the live within usually 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so Candace, you took a coding course a few years ago, made a 60% on the CPC recently. Should you do the boot camp or the study groups? You can do both. Study groups are completely open to everybody. So we will meet through April the 17th, I believe, is the last study group that we have. But all of the recordings for them are available on our YouTube channel. If you go to the link in my bio, then it will take you to our channel. And let me get to the actual page where you can see. Let me go to actual YouTube. So if you go to Legacy or medical billing, medical coding with Legacy, medical coding legacy education, I think is what it has been renamed to. So medical coding with legacy education. On here, you've got some playlists. So you'll see TikTok lives. So I try to get those uploaded within like a couple of days of us doing a live. So this one will be on there eventually. Your study groups, we have 2 separate study groups. These are 2025, and then these are the ones from last year. Now, they're going to be essentially the same because there were not many changes from 2024 to 2025. But these are just the most current ones as they're happening. There is an ICD-10 CM guideline review series out there. I am working on chapter 21. If you see that is actually what I've got back here. I'm working on chapter 21, and I will hopefully get that uploaded in the next couple of days. If you're looking for medical terminology and anatomy refreshers, there's a playlist of 14 videos out here for MedTerm anatomy and pathophysiology. Samantha, yeah, you're signing up for May class. I know. I can't believe that I'm already sold out of April. But it's kind of crazy. I want to make sure that I keep my class sizes small enough so that you guys are not feeling like I am like spreading myself too thin and not able to answer as many questions and meet with you guys as much as I need to from an individual standpoint. Samantha Marie, yes, the internship is completely remote. It is all virtual. It is all at your own pace. And then we will reach out with feedback if we need to, for sure. And then if you have questions, you can absolutely reach out to us. So Max says, my fiance's been taking classes through AHEMA for his CCS. I personally do not hold any CCS certifications, or any experience with ICD-10 PCS and CCS certifications or anything along those lines. So I unfortunately am not going to be the right question to ask, or the right person to ask those questions to. Hang on, I'm scrolling back up because my comments jumped. So DJK, when starting out, how difficult are productivity standards? Most of your employers are going to give you kind of a ramp up process, where you're not expected to meet everything day one. They will kind of teach you, and you'll be expected to do maybe 60% of production for the first month. And then you'll have to go to 70 or 75% production, and then it'll gradually increase. Oh, May 7th would be perfect because it's your day off from your normal job. That would be, yeah, that's great. So I mentioned starting out with contract jobs when I first started. How do those work? So the way, now granted, it's been so long, okay? It's been since like 2007, 2008 when I worked contract jobs. The way that they work now is completely different. So when I first started, we would only work for about 6 months out of the year. And then we'd have 6 months off while we were waiting for that quote unquote downtime to end. But now all of your contracts tend to be year round because risk adjustment is much larger of a field than it was 15 years ago. So your contract jobs are where a lot of people start out because they are the ones that are willing to like give people without experience, they are the ones that are willing to give experience. So there's a lot of people that do start out with contract jobs. Majority of I'm not saying every single one of them, but majority of the big contract jobs are going to be risk adjustment. So just keep that in mind. And risk adjustment coding is only working with ICD-10-CM. You don't have a CPT or procedure component. You're just looking at the conditions and things like that. So yeah, there are subscriber only videos. If you are a subscriber of here on YouTube, or not on YouTube, sorry, of here on TikTok, then you guys will have access to the subscriber only channel on YouTube. But you do have to be a subscriber here on TikTok in order to have access to those. So who proctors the exam? That's a good question. You have two options of the way that you can take your exam now. You can either do live remote proctor and do it in your home, which I have not heard great things. Let's just put it that way. So a lot of people have been going to testing in a testing facility. None of your proctors are going to be like coding certified. They are going to be people that are employed by Measure or wherever your testing center is. So they are basically everyday people. They are not going to have knowledge of coding. They are not going to have knowledge of anything. They have a list of the books that you are allowed, and they will check them to make sure that they are on the approved list. Yes, so Mahala Unfiltered, we do have a YouTube channel. So it's Medical Coding with Legacy Education. Yep. And these are just the playlist. If you want to just watch everything, then you can come out here to the videos. And this is all of the videos that are available for everybody that are public. And then there's a playlist tab up here. Let's see. Yeah, Samantha Marie, that's a good idea. Refresh on midterm. Yep, while you wait for May classes. Like I said, there are videos out here on our YouTube channel. The other thing that I do tend to recommend to people that are refreshing, if you want a little bit more of like a printed resource, this book here is really, really good. So it's Betsy Shyland, Medical Terminology and Anatomy for Coding for the 5th edition. This is a really good option. No, Devin, your contract jobs are going to be really good. Like I said, they're going to be competitive because there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to do that. But if you get the chance to do a contract job, do that to gain experience. Absolutely. Yeah, Candace, if you took a course a few years back and you want to do the self-paced course, we basically like stand independent from everybody. So if you want to take the course, then absolutely you can, 100%. How is risk adjustment? Like, are you asking like, what is the field like? What is the coding like? Or is it a good field? Kind of elaborate on that question, Sky. Devin, you just started CPT, a little scared of E&M. So if you just started CPT, my advice, and I have taught the AAPC course for so long that I really like the way that they approach it. They approach E&M at the very, very end because E&M is so intense. If I were to teach E&M at the very beginning of our course, nobody would show up for week 2. So, because that's how crazy E&M is. So save E&M for the very last. Even though it's first in your CPT book, save E&M for the very last to learn. Yeah, testing at home. They do have to see everything with that external med cam or the external webcam for sure. The internship is HCC coding, so it's going to be based on just your ICD-10s, is what the internship is, but it is still considered on the job experience. Amber, you just got the MedTerm book? Yeah. Adelise, the 4th edition is perfectly fine. I just have the 5th edition. I literally just upgraded from the 3rd edition which was like 17 years old. So it's all the same information. I just upgraded because people aren't wanting to buy like the 3rd edition anymore. I don't even know if the 3rd edition is available. So I just went ahead and upgraded mine. And then that way too, if people have questions in the book, I can kind of be aligned with theirs for sure. So Kimberly just says that not much has changed between the 2 editions. Did they just update like anatomic illustrations mainly? Is that what they mainly updated, Kimberly? So, okay. So what is coding in risk adjustment like? So risk adjustment coding is going to be conditions only. Not every single ICD-10 maps to an HCC or a risk adjustment. So if we think about, conditions that are more chronic, that are going to take a little bit more to treat, to monitor, things along those lines, they're going to have a higher risk adjustment score than someone who only has one chronic condition or does not have any. So your HCCs, the way that I like to kind of think of them, is your chronic conditions. And not the flu, not a cold or a sinusitis, or something along those lines. So that's the easiest, most simplistic way to put it without really going into a lot of detail. So how does the payment plan work? Good question. So let me go out here to this page real quick and I'll show you guys. So the payment plan itself is powered through a company called SweetPay. So with SweetPay, your credit does not matter. You can have great credit, you can have no credit, you can have horrible credit, and everybody's essentially going to get the same thing, okay? The only requirement is that you do have to have a bank account. Literally, the only requirement. You do have to enter in identifying information so that we can verify your identity, but it's not going to run against your credit. It's not a credit check, anything along those lines. It's just confirming that you are who you say you are. There is a 10% down payment. So if you do the self-paced course, that's $2,700. You'll have a $270 down payment. And then there is a $59 service fee that you have to pay when you are setting up and you are agreeing to your initial, when you're agreeing to the payment plan. So if you're, like I said, if you're doing the $2,700, you'll have a $270 down payment plus $59 service fee. And then they will break up the rest of the payments into up to 12 months. So that way there is some flexibility. You can choose to do lower, fewer months, and then, you can choose to do up to 12 months. Like I said, no credit check is required. So it doesn't really, it doesn't go based on the past, or if you don't have, if you're building your credit or anything like that, it does not go. What you'll do is you will complete, a form, and then they will contact you within 24 business hours. So if you were to complete it today, let's say you complete it by 2 p.m., they may reach out to you today. It may be tomorrow, depending on how many applications they're getting and how many they have to review. But they will reach out to you within 24 hours with your payment plan options. You can either agree or decline. If you agree, then your payment plan, you will make your down payment. And then within 5 business days, it takes about 5 business days traditionally, for the funds to come from your bank account. They have to go to SweetPay. SweetPay will then have to release those funds and put them into a trust account for legacy education so that they only go towards your tuition. And then 5 business days. So if you were to pay today, next Tuesday, then that would be your 5th business day. The funds would come to us. Rachel would get you officially enrolled and give you your access and grant access and things to the program. And then all of your materials would be ordered that same day, and those typically show up within 10 business days. Any other questions on the payment plan? Sorry, I know I kind of go a little bit here and there and everywhere with it. But any other payments or any other questions on payment plans or anything that you guys can think of? Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you are not a student of Legacy, I do have a subscription here on YouTube. I keep saying YouTube. I have a subscription here on TikTok, $8.99 a month. Included in that $8.99 a month, you have a couple of things that you're getting. You're getting daily videos that will help you go through process of elimination. I'm going to start doing some daily videos on like midterm and anatomy, those types of things. Also included, you get 2 live sessions that are only for subscribers every single week. You get a Sunday night session where we do book prep, and then you get a Monday night session where we do either process of elimination, coding from scratch, whatever type of scenarios. You guys help me drive what we're going to do. So if you guys tell me that you want to work on fill in the blank, or you tell me you want to work on E&M, that's going to drive what we do on Monday nights. Also included in there, let me find my list because this is a newer thing that I'm doing, so I don't have kind of my spiel down on it yet. Also included, you are going to get like hot topic lectures. So if you guys are wanting to talk about cardio anatomy, then we can take one of those weekly sessions and say, okay, we're going to talk about, cardio anatomy, or we're going to talk about med term in general, those types of things. I am going to start doing videos about like basic manual usage, anesthesiology modifiers, kind of just talking in general about those types of things too. So $8.99 a month, you get those 2 lives, you get all of the resources. There's a Google Drive that's only available to the students, or to the subscribers. So Sunday night live starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go usually about an hour and a half or so, hour and a half. And then our Monday night live is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll typically go anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half on those. Adelise, if you have the books, can that cost be deducted from the course? No. And the reason for that is it all kind of comes as a package bundle that we purchase from AAPC. So what we can do is we can just allocate the funds that if you already have 2025 books, when 2026 books are available, we can allocate those funds to the 2026 books so that you won't have to buy books next year. Candace asks, how long do we have access to complete the self-paced CPC? 12 months. 12 months are included in the cost of the course. If for some reason life happens and it takes you longer than 12 months, then you can purchase extensions month to month on top of that. But we have very few students that have to do that. But like I said, if for some reason it gives you trouble, not gives you trouble, if life happens and you are not able to complete that course in 12 months, there are options. It's not like it's 12 months or you don't have it at all and you have to start all over type thing. Teresa, can you upgrade on subscriptions? There are some people that have been able to upgrade. There are some people that's still giving them problems. What I am going to do is, if I still have people that are not able to upgrade, I am essentially going to cancel that $2.99 subscription or that $2.99 package on the end of the month. So March 31st, and then you'll just have to resubscribe. So if you paid in advance for like 6 months, you should be able to watch the videos either way, Teresa. Because the videos, if you go to the sub only space in your subscription, then everybody's got access to that link, regardless of whether it was a $2.99 that we started out as. And I was thinking that we were going to have multiple tiers. then you should have access to it. If not, then let me know. If you can't get to the sub-only space where... So you can't get into the sub-only space at all? So if you go to... Hang on, let me get to it. Let me show you. This isn't going to show anything that anybody's going to get the way that I'm doing it. So you can't get the videos on YouTube to play at all? You can get to the YouTube link, but you can't get the videos to play? Can you get other videos on YouTube to play? Candace, if you have any other questions about the course, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, so you can't get, so like when you are in YouTube, you have the option, or not necessarily in YouTube, when you're not going to this page. Is that what you're saying that you're trying to do? Okay, so Kimberly, you had to go into a private session on Safari. Interesting. So this page, Teresa, is not going to have the YouTube, or it's not going to have the sub-only playlist. You have to go into your subscription page. You have to go to the sub space. You have to enter. Let me make sure it's not pulling up the link here. Okay. So you'll scroll down. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll very slowly because I want to make sure I don't show everything here. Okay. This last one here is the sub-only Google Drive. You have to, and I'm going to show this on a different thing that you would do. So like you would go into the post and then you would click and hold and it's going to give you the option to copy. You have to copy that link. And then that link is what you're going to put into your browser to get to the playlist. Does that make sense, Teresa? Hey, Jennifer. You did that. Okay. And it's not. So try what Kimberly said. Try going into a private session. You may have to clear out some like cookies and things that you have. But try those. And then if I have to private message you the link, then I will. But it should hopefully start to work. So yeah, if you have to go into like a private thing here, you'll just have to go to your Windows. And then, I don't know how to do it on the desktop because I always just have to do it. It doesn't give me an incognito mode on the desktop. Interesting. The sub-only videos on TikTok won't play for you either. Are you looking at it on your phone? Because I know if I try to go to the sub-only content on my desktop, it won't, because for some reason subscription capabilities aren't able to be done on the desktop. Okay, so if you're on your phone, try to uninstall TikTok and then reinstall it. I know I had somebody that had told me not too long ago that they were having issues with stuff like that, and they uninstalled TikTok and then reinstalled it. Don't worry, we can download it. Like, it's not like gone from from the App Store or anything. Try to do that and see if it's just something, or see if there's an update that's available on your phone that it's not pushing through for whatever reason. Anessa, thanks for subscribing. No, Jennifer, we're just kind of doing just a Q&A, just a general chat about either the legacy program, the subscription, things that are included. We're troubleshooting right now for Teresa because Teresa, for some reason, Her technology is not her friend today. So we're troubleshooting, making sure that she can, trying to get her to get access to the videos and things so that she can see all of that stuff. So yeah, pretty uneventful today. We're not doing scenarios. We're not doing anything like that. Those are Sundays and Mondays. I'm just off work today. So I figured I would hop in and just kind of do some general chat Q&A with you guys. Candace, thanks for subscribing. I'm gonna flip back over here. I'm gonna try to. All right, let me get resituated here. Oh, I'm itching. Can y'all see? Like, my allergies are bad today. Our weather has somewhat decided it wants to act like spring. And so all of the pollen is out, and I am itching. Where are you at, Jennifer? Illinois, yeah. Yeah, your all's weather is just about as crazy and bipolar as ours is here. DJK, yes. Typically, if you are work from home, most of your employers, I don't know that I've seen an employer in the last couple of years, honestly, unless you're doing part-time, which part-time is very rare. Most of your employers are providing equipment. I don't know that I've ever had an employer that hasn't, if you work for them full-time. I can't stop scratching that one spot now. I hit it once because it was itching and now it just won't stop. So now I just have to ignore it. Yeah, Maddie, so the payment plan. Did you see the website of where you need to go? So you'll go to the medicalbillco.com/CPC. And then up at the top in the sections, there's a financing option. So you'll click there. What happens is you have a 10% down payment. So if you did the, let's just say the self-paced, for instance, the self-paced CPC course, that's $2,700. So you'll have a 10% down payment of $270. There's a $59 service charge that goes with it. So once you pay that and you agree to the payment plan, then, well, let me kind of back up. You fill out basically your application or the interest form. They will let you know and they will respond to you within 24 hours, 24 business hours, and get you your basically terms. So they will take the rest of the payment plan or the rest of the amount. And so basically $2,700 minus $270. And then they will take the rest of that and split it up in equal payments. It can either be, I think they do 3 months, 6 months, and 12-month options. But they will give you options. And then once you agree to it, you will make your down payment. And then within 5 business days, it typically takes those full 5 business days. They will, after they've drafted the money from your account, then 5 business days later, then the funds will get sent over to Legacy. And then Rachel will get you officially enrolled, give you all of your access and things like that. Sometimes it can take up to 24 hours after that official enrollment email is sent for the access to be granted, because we do have to submit that to AAPC. Sometimes they take all 24 hours. Sometimes they don't. It's really kind of hard to determine, but it typically does take up to that 24 hours. And then you'll be able to start your course. But the payment plan is not based on credit. It does not affect your credit. They basically just get identifying information, and it's a very, very, very soft pull, meaning that they're just identifying or confirming your identity is essentially what it is. So you guys aren't able to get, so Brandy's not able to get into the Google Drive. So when you're in the sub-only space, it's not a clickable link. You have to press and hold and copy that link, and then you have to paste that into the Google Drive. But everybody should have access to the Google Drive as long as you have that link. Is there another way to pay for the TikTok $8.99 subscription? I don't have any other availability open right now. It's just you have to subscribe through TikTok. Yeah, Jennifer. So Sunday night. Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific. Then you get 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our book prep session. And then Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our kind of like lecture/scenarios type thing. So Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So Adelie's trying to subscribe to TikTok, but only option is Apple Pay. There's not an option. I know. And does anybody have any suggestions on that? I only have Apple, so I don't know what options if you're a non-Apple user. Yeah, Sherilyn. So those are the 2 lives that come with the subscription. Also included in the subscription, you do get daily sub-only videos. So like basically like what we like just see whenever you're scrolling through your feed. You do get daily sub-only videos. Jennifer, Wednesday is the study group sessions that I hold at 7. What time do I do those? 7 p.m. Right? 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. I think. I'll have to look. But yes, so Wednesdays are open to everybody, not just sub only. Oh, Adelise, I don't know. So whenever you do like TikTok shop, how do you purchase things? Have you ever done TikTok shop? I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. The link for financing. So you will go to medicalbillco.com/CPC. And then there's a link underneath it for financing options. And let me see. It is, I don't think I have a direct link to SweetPay, but let me look and see if I do. It's a long link. So the easiest way to do it is go to medicalbillco.com/CPC, or the link is up in my bio in that link tree. And then the top section where it has like the section headers, then there's a option that says financing option. Now, don't forget, you can use code TRCC when you sign up with SweetPay. That is the only discount code that is able to be used with financing. So use that code TRCC and get 10% off your courses. So basically that 10% off is going to cover your down payment. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm just over here checking. My Facebook is going crazy too. Thanks, Elfin, for that little thing. What else did anybody else have any questions about the course, the Sweet Pay, the subscription, anything along those lines? Let's see. So if you're in class tonight, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 10 people in class tonight. Everybody's kind of spread out everywhere. Normally we're kind of yeah, we've got one that's in Pacific time. What kind of pens do I recommend to do book prep? So these are the pens that I use. I get them from a like a craft store that's here in town. But you can get them at you can get them on Amazon, you can get them on Hobby Lobby, you can get them online, all over the place. These are the ones that I use. Sorry, I'm trying to get them out of my thing here. So they are called Pigma Micron. Pigma is the brand. And they are, so they're scrapbooking pens. So they don't bleed, they don't smear, they don't fade, anything like that. I use 3 different colors. I use blue to write with every day. Well, not every day, but I use blue to write all of my annotations with. Red to do like your do not codes and things that I need to tell myself, hey, stop, don't do these. And then the orange is what I do the RVUs in. So any pens that are written in the book are these pens here. Highlighter wise, the yellow Smear Guard does not bleed, does not smear, does not anything like that. Any other color is going to smear, is going to bleed, especially bleed. The yellow does not. This is the one that I have. When this one dies, I don't know what I'm going to switch to because I haven't found anything else from a pink standpoint that I have personally used. But this is the pink one that I use that does not smear, doesn't bleed, anything like that. But if you try to use a Sharpie one, the Sharpie one will bleed from a pink standpoint. But those are what I use all the time. I have a whole bag of pens here that my husband knows if he needs to come get something off my desk, he can use anything that is not in that is not in that bag. Okay, Brandy. So when you are copying, make sure that you're not, you have to open up that little thread before you copy it. It can't be on that home screen. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to try to get to it here again real quick on my phone. So I'm going to go into a different chat. Okay. So when I have this open on the screen, I can't press and hold and copy here. I have to actually go into it and then press and hold, and then it should give you the option to copy. So make sure you're not trying to do it from just kind of that general page. Let me find another one that I would be able to do. So here, I have to press and hold, or I have to press and open it, and then I have to press and hold, and then it copies. So try that. If for some reason you can't press and hold and copy it, then unfortunately you will have to just type in that link. So I'll do this so that people can't see the whole link. So this link here, you'll just have to type in that whole link. Do I recommend self-paced or instructor-led? That's going to differ for everybody. So depending on your learning style, that is going to help determine whether or not you want instructor-led or self-paced. If you feel like you are someone that tends to rely on an instructor and ask a lot of questions and need a little bit of extra support, then I would lean towards the instructor-led. If you are a very good self-reliant, self-sufficient learner and you don't tend to ask a lot of questions, then your self-paced would be best for you. Yes, when you purchase the CPC course, you get ICD-10 and CPT book prep. Yep, all of the book prep is included in your course when you sign up. Adelise, thanks for subscribing. You guys are awesome. Adelise, I think you just hopped back in. Thanks for subscribing. I do appreciate it. When you go into the second screen, when you try it, it keeps telling you to report or cancel. Make sure you're clicking on the link text and not like the main text, if that makes sense. Because I think that might be what you're doing. Yeah, so there's a copy and then there should be a report. So if you do the copy, so does it not give you that copy option? It just gives you the report option. So Mocha Latte, the payment plan is only going to be available for any of the courses. You just have to have a minimum of $1,000 in a purchase in order to finance. Okay, so Adelie says that for some reason she had to do it on the iPad. Yeah, any questions you have, Candace, don't hesitate to reach out. Any questions that you have either about the course or what to expect or anything like that. I do not have a study group tonight. The study group is Wednesdays. So the study group is not going to be on TikTok. Study group is on Zoom. I don't know why my brain is not wanting to keep all the platforms separate today. I've been confusing TikTok and YouTube, and then I had to throw in a third one, and my brain just stopped on that one. Yeah, so Brandy, if for some reason, I don't know why, some people haven't been able to copy it, so you just have to type in that link. But the link will only change once a month. So once you've typed it in once, it's going to be tedious, but just bookmark it. And I do have to change the link every month because, like I said, it doesn't give me an option to password protect it. But I think next month I should be able to do it in the OneDrive. And the OneDrive does give me the option to password protect. So after next month's change, then I can password protect it and then just change the password. So it's going to be the same link every month. It will just, the password will change. All right, so I need to delete this one because that's a duplicate. The link to register for the study session is in my bio. So you'll have to click on my profile and then go to the link tree And I believe it is the first link that's on the link tree. Let me look and double check. No, it's the third link. So it's the one that says the weekly CPC session registration. So once you click on it, you do have to have a valid Zoom account to register for the Zoom session. And you do have to be a U.S. resident. So those are the only two things. It is free to create a Zoom account. Boot camp includes ICD-10-CM guidelines, mocha latte. So the boot camps, if you do the live version. Let me look and see if the pre-recorded version includes it. I don't remember if it does or not. Yes. The pre-recorded on-demand version of Bootcamp does include ICD-10-CM guidelines. You're welcome. Any other questions you guys got? Oh, I knew one thing I was forgetting to do. January. I'm trying to get everything ready for my class that starts tonight. And I knew there was something I was forgetting to do. Create a playlist. Can you access on the computer, not your phone or tablet? For the link, yeah, absolutely. You would just have to type in that link into the address bar. The Wednesday session, is that part of the course, the TikTok? So the Wednesday study sessions are open to everyone. You do not have to be a student of Legacy, and you do not have to be a subscriber for the Wednesday study sessions. Those Wednesday study sessions are something that I've been holding for the last year and a half. Hang on, guys. Let me go figure out what is happening that they are freaking out about. Hey guys, sorry, I am gonna have to hop off of here. I just had something come up. I am gonna have to hop off, but anybody that has questions on anything, do not hesitate to reach out. Shoot me a message and I will get those questions answered, hopefully today. I will chat with you guys soon. Have a great day.